name is April Hill. I'm a personal trainer here at the local gym. I want to show you guys a little bit of how to use the resistance bands, the big ones and the thicker, smaller ones. I think a lot of times we see this stuff kind of hanging in the gym and we don't really know how to utilize it best. I find that the resistance bands are best for core work, glute activation, but you can also use them for resisted push-ups. You can use them for pull-ups, really any kind of cable type exercise, because you get resistance all the way through on both sides of the motion. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that I like to do. One thing is, when you're doing core stuff or leg stuff, as far as wrapping them, you want to make sure that you keep it on the arch of your foot, because you don't want it coming up and smacking you in the face. So make sure that you're being careful. If you come on top of your feet, you can wrap it around. Excuse me, I kind of got hung up there. Wrap it on the arch. So on top and wrap. Okay, so now I've got it wrapped on each of my feet, and then you can kind of just adjust to make sure, again, that it's good and tight, okay? So you can do lots of different full body stuff. So obviously the higher up you choke on it, the tighter and harder the resistance is going to be. The further away, the less resistance. So that's the other thing. You can kind of tailor it to how your strength needs are. So if you wanted to do, you know, like almost like a sit-up, you can go all the way down and all the way up. You could do a row. You can also do Pilates type stuff with this for the core. So hundreds is a really big Pilates move where you can, you know, kind of get back to where, keep those shoulders and back up, and then resist down. And I know this doesn't look like I'm doing much, but you can really feel that, especially in that lower ab area that us girls want to get after babies, and you guys want to get that cut up look going down. So this is a really good resisted core thing. The other thing you can do is, again, hold that and take your feet in and out. It's good for that lower abs. And again, resist the whole way. Try to go as far as you can outside of the mat as possible. The other thing you can do is, again, keeping that same wrap. I'm just going to kind of move to my side. Okay. This, you can work your outer thigh, outer glute. The thing you want to think about when you're coming up and down is try to think about having your heel up and pointing your toe down, because it's really going to target. And this is ab work too. I mean, your abs are in the whole time. Okay. Okay, so the other thing you can do, just keep your hands on this. And again, I'm all doing this with that same wrap, so I'm never really having to move my feet. Going to all fours, you can do pushing back. Again, that's good hamstring, glute. Each leg, you can do leg raises. Again, this is resisted all the way through. Make sure you keep that neutral pelvic tilt. You don't want to do too much anterior or posterior. You want to protect that back. Keep your lower abs pulled in whole time, because this is all abs and legs, okay? You can do a V shape, so I'm coming on the other side of my leg. And boy, this is tough. I'm already starting to feel my heart rate really going up, okay? Hamstrings as well. You can do a hamstring curl out and in, out. You can also do, this one's a little bit embarrassing, but this is a really, really good one, is like fire hydrant. So coming out, and this really fires up your glute too. And I'm trying to keep a neutral spine here. And you can do that one as well. The other thing that I really wanted to show you guys is these smaller bands as well. I see a lot of people using these. You can definitely use them as an assist for squat, and that's great because my knees tend to come out, especially when I'm lifting heavy on a squat. So use these to help you use perfect form on your squats for darn sure, but there's more to use than just that. So again, going back to glutes, I'm trying to find a good resistance here.
It was a pretty cool experience, Jessica.
So I call this the clamshell. I saw this a couple years ago, and these are great. So kind of have your legs at an angle here. Keep your heels together, and then out. And woo, these are some good resistances. This is very, very tough, okay, even just with that. Now, if you have really strong glutes and you're already really strong, raise your feet, makes it even harder. And again, I tend to try to do about, 4 sets of 20 of each of these, but you will be toast after that. You can still use these and some similar ones that I use with the bigger bands, where you raise that leg up and down, more of a curled leg. The curled leg exercises are a little bit harder to do with the big resistance bands, but these little ones are absolutely perfect for them because you can feel that resistance all the way through. And I can actually feel it on my right leg too, even though I'm lifting my left. Both legs are working at the same time, and you can really feel it all through hamstrings, outer, inner thigh, and all throughout your glute. And again, you can do a kick too here, where you do like that kind of V kick to kind of change the shape so that you hit every angle of your rear end all at once. Okay, so this is good for you people who have maxed out on regular push-ups to do a resisted push-up. So a lot more weight, a lot more resistance all the way through. So go ahead. And rather than having to have a buddy standing there putting a weight on your back, which you could also do, this is something you can do on your own when you don't have anybody else around to kind of help you out to put a weight on your back. So the other thing you can do is these bands are great for an assisted pull-up. The pull-up machine assist is good as well, but tends to help you a little bit more, and sometimes I think that we're cheating ourselves of more than we can really do. So you can use these, just kind of loop it through, pull it down again, make sure it's good and down so that you don't have any motion when you're actually get on it. Pull it down. You can do 2 feet or one. One tends to be a little bit better. Let me get myself set here. Let me come out here. And again, just like on the pull-up assist machine, there's a lot of different resistance to these. This is obviously a lot thicker. We have a black one that's even thicker if you need more resistance, and so more resistance is going to be more help in the pull-up case. The blue and the red one, I believe, are even less resistance, so you can work your way down. And this allows you to go in your natural range of motion rather than that machine is kind of holding you in place a little bit. So I feel like these are a little bit better for you, and for me at least, less cheating on my progression to get unbroken sets of real push-ups. Okay, so this is a good hamstring exercise that came from PJ and Karen. We've seen them doing this around the gym. So this is just our decon push-up, our barbell here. So you can loop them around each of the pegs, just take off the weight at the bottom. Make sure the bar is off so you don't knock your head. Go ahead and lay down. Kind of make sure that that band is near your ankle there. And you could do both legs, or I feel like it's a little bit easier doing one. Not easier as far as muscles, but a little bit more natural range of motion. Yeah, that's a really, really good one. You can really feel that. Okay, so again, just like I said at the beginning here, this is a lot like a cable. You're going to have resistance all the way through. So, I mean, you can use this for a lot of the similar cable exercise. You can literally look up any exercise that you do with a dumbbell cable, and you can do it with a resistance band. So, again, can kind of wrap around the bar here. To me, I feel it really well in my triceps. So turn yourself around. And again, I'm kind of choked up to give myself more resistance, but you can choke back for less, choke up for more. And again, of course, we've got a lot of different resistance bands here, so you can use a tougher resistance than I'm using. You can, sit down, or you can do bicep curls. And again, I like to keep it on my knees, almost like a preacher curl, kind of cheating, kind of mimicking. And that's resistance all the way through. Whereas to me, on the preacher curl, unless you're really thinking about it, when you resist down, you're not resisting down as much as you would on a cable or a band. So you can kind of come back. Again, make sure you have that neutral spine as much as possible. Hold. Also, lateral raise would be really good on this. So I like to kind of hold and lean out. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. I would probably need to do less resistance, as you guys can see, to use perfect form. All I've done is thrown the resistance band over the top. You can do your lateral pull down on the same thing. However you want to do it, one arm would be really great on these as well. Shoulder raise. So just got a band on each peg this time over where we did the hamstrings earlier. So knees out. Hold on, playoff press, which again, it doesn't look like I'm doing much. Probably would need a little bit more resistance on this exercise, but this is all core again. This is one that I do a lot, and especially for you golfers, you baseball dudes, all of that kind of stuff. This is gonna be a really good thing you can kind of do for, your pre-game training stuff. And you could even do, where you do the chop. Now there's not as much resistance on the bottom, but as you get to the top, you're really going to have a lot of resistance. Oh yeah. So as you guys can see, there is a lot of different stuff that you can do with the resistance band. There is literally hundreds of things you can do with this. So if you guys want, send us y'all's videos, tag us on Instagram, Facebook, the local gym, and show us what you do and what your favorite resistance stuff is, so that we can all share and all get stronger together.